Alright guys, I'm back with my review of this week's episode of WWE Monday Night Raw for November 12th, 2012. This show is the big go-home show for Survivor Series. And I did think the show kind of dragged on a little. It wasn't a very exciting 3 hours, but there was still a lot of great stuff on the show. I did like some of the matchups, and it's just they spent so much damn time on that AJ Cena crap. And you can tell nobody cares. It's just I guess it's a way to kill time. But they just kept showing that footage. We've seen Cena opening the hotel room and AJ walking down the hallway. It's like, come on. Enough is enough already. But yeah, there's a few things on here I didn't really care much for. But I would have to say this was just kind of an average show this week. I guess they did... I can't really say they did a good job building up Survivor Series because there really wasn't a lot of matches announced. So they really just built up the ones they already had. The only one that got any build was Truth versus Cesaro, I guess. And that was just kind of added tonight. So yeah, they really just threw some extra matches on. And for one of the biggest shows of the year, that's pretty sad that they have to do that. So I was disappointed with that aspect of it, but... yeah, overall, just kind of an average show. Jim Ross and Cole are the commentary team. Jerry Lawler returns about halfway through the show, and he takes over for Jim Ross. So the first match is Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. That's how they start the show. And as soon as Randy Orton's music hits, I'm just thinking this is the last thing I wanted to see first tonight. Just did not help get me into the show at all. So Orton faces Dolph. And Del Rio runs out. Orton knocks him off the apron, rolls up Dolph for the win. Yes, even with the distraction, Randy Orton still gets the win here. Afterwards, the heels beat up Orton. Kofi runs out to make the save. And I have to agree with the British Fist guys that it does feel like the heels are the baby faces. I mean, these are the guys overcoming all the odds. They can't even win by cheating anymore. Like, they have no chance. This is why people were cheering for Dolph Ziggler to win Money in the Bank. Because he's the underdog. He may be an asshole or show off or whatever, but he's still the underdog. And nobody thinks he has a chance of winning. And that makes him a babyface, in my opinion. Teddy Long comes out. Vicky's too busy with the AJ scandal. And he's going to do something super for the Super Show. Let's make a tag team match. So he restarts the match as a tag team with Kofi and Orton versus Del Rio and Ziggler. Kofi hits the SOS on Del Rio. Ziggler just barely breaks this up in time. Kofi goes for Trouble in Paradise. Ricardo distracts him, and Del Rio hits the kick for the win. Dolph and Vicky have some more evidence. They show the same footage we've already seen. They call out AJ. AJ comes down to the ring. She denies the affair. This lasted forever. Finally, Vicky plays the new evidence. And it's just some lame-ass voicemails. That it's AJ's voice, but she didn't leave the messages. They hacked John Cena's phone or something. So the messages aren't legit. I guess. I mean, we all know that at the end of this angle, it's going to come out that Cena and AJ are innocent, so why are they just wasting our time? Dolph asks if Cena was disappointing in bed. He comes out, AJ slaps Dolph, and Cena punches him. Cena and AJ flirt backstage. Cena said, "We would never do that," and AJ says, "We would never do that?" And Cena says, "Okay, maybe not, never." I don't know. It was really stupid. Big Show versus Regal. Big Show killed Regal here. I mean, you can see the damage on his chest. He's just got these huge welts from the Big Show. And Big Show hits the chokeslam for the win. Afterwards, he goes to kill him with the WMD. And Sheamus runs out, makes the save, puts the boots to Big Show. Big Show escapes. Caitlyn beats Layla with a Scorpion Death Drop to become #1 contender. She's going to go on to face Eve at Survivor Series. Jerry Lawler returns. Punk comes out. And this got him a lot of heat. Punk says he would have beat Lawler to death again. And he says Lawler is a is a real-life zombie. Now, I know that's really morbid, and I probably shouldn't laugh at that. And, I mean, I really like Jerry Lawler. Nothing poking fun at his situation by any means. But I did think that was a funny line by CM Punk, to say he was a real-life zombie. He says it's Lawler's fault for getting in the ring at his age. He talks about his title reign, how it's going to continue after Survivor Series. Heyman acts like he's having a heart attack. And the whole shebang. He's coughing. Punk's asking if he's okay. Punk revives him with CPR. But this lasted for a while. And I was also wondering what the hell would they do if this was legit, because no medics came out there. It's like they instantly knew this was all bullshit, so they didn't even bother sending out medics. But yeah, if something were to really happen here and go wrong, they would have been screwed. But I mean, what are the odds of that anyway? So Foley comes out and says the WWE Universe is going to pick his last member for Team Foley. Punk says Foley's team is worthless, and Foley snaps, "Shut up! Shut up! Lawler almost died!" And he just goes off on him and says that he's the special guest enforcer for Punk vs. Cena tonight, which consists of Foley just standing at ringside. But this was a great segment. I really liked this. Foley's promo was amazing. Just perfect. The Punk was really great too. The only botch Punk really had was he almost called Survivor Series SummerSlam. But other than that, it was just perfect promo by both guys. Backstage, Punk is freaking out. He tells Heyman to fix all of this. We get Justin Gabriel, Tyson Kidd, Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio versus Primetime Players and Primo and Epico. Ricardo comes down to deliver a love letter to Rosa Mendez from Del Rio. And this was a fun match. I like this. Tyson Kidd looked great here, I thought. Mysterio hits a 619 on Darren Young. Tags in Gabriel, who hits the 450 for the win. Heyman has a talk with Brad Maddox. We get a Fandango video. They changed it from Fandango to Fandango, which is an improvement, but I did kind of like Fandango. Dolph tells Miz that he knows he wants back on the team. Miz puts him down for losing to Orton. Foley comes up. They decide to pick two members of their teams to face each other tonight. Dolph picks Rhodes Scholars. Foley says whoever the WWE Universe picks, and Kane. And as Dolph leaves, he says Amy Schumer says hello. I may be the only person who got that joke, but Amy Schumer is a comedian. She does a lot of the Comedy Central roast, and I think she was on Howard Stern talking about how she was dating Dolph Ziggler and they broke up. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy, and I did know about their relationship, so I thought that was pretty funny that Foley said that, but I'm pretty sure 1% of the WWE Universe knows anything about that. So it was kind of weird they did that. Miz asked Foley if he can be on the ballot for Team Foley along with Zack Ryder and Santino, so some stiff competition there. Truth versus Cesaro is added to Survivor Series. We get Truth versus Tensai. Cesaro comes out. He's cutting a promo. He's coming out to do commentaries, talking about Truth, and says, Truth talks to imaginary boy named Little Jimmy. He became a joke. And I don't know if it was just me, but it felt like Cesaro was playing up his accent a little bit more than usual here. It was kind of like, my name is Borat, and on commentary he was fine. He was like he usually is, but for some reason when he walked down the ramp, I felt like he was really playing it up, that he was like a foreigner. But anyways, Truth beats Tensai with a Little Jimmy, and afterwards Truth tells a knock-knock joke and spits all over Cesaro. We get Maddox versus Ryback. As Maddox walks to the ring, an ambulance pulls up, and the siren just keeps going. It was like Scott Steiner was coming out, and they bring out a stretcher for him. There's a sign that says, "Feed me less." Oh, that was great. But yeah, Ryback kills Brad Maddox. 3 sick power bombs, the clothesline, shell-shocked for the win. Afterwards, they put Maddox on a stretcher, and Ryback flips the thing up, clotheslines him, throws him into the barricade, and carries his body to the ambulance and throws him in the back. And this beating on Maddox was pretty brutal. And I think he was like bleeding from the mouth a little bit, but damn. Because Ryback is pretty reckless out there, and I felt like he took a few liberties with Brad Maddox. And I did not care for that at all. I thought he went a little overboard here with this guy. Brad Maddox was clearly out there to make Ryback look good. But yeah, it was kind of like Ryback was the asshole here. Like, I was thinking, Brad Maddox, come on, do something. So yeah, I don't know. Otunga versus Sheamus. Sheamus hits the bro kick for the win. He sees Big Show knock out William Regal on the Titantron. Josh Matthews tells us after commercial that Regal suffered a concussion and a possible broken jaw. Daniel Bryan is upset at Kane for teaming with someone else. This was pretty lame. Rhodes Scholars versus Kane and Miz. Kane beats Cody with a chokeslam. Daniel Bryan's jealous. It was more comedy than anything else. Main event is Punk versus Cena with Foley as enforcer, with Foley standing at ringside. Cena gets Punk in the STF, but Heyman gets in the ring. So Foley pulls Heyman out. Cena counters the GTS with another STF. Punk gets the ropes. He goes to leave. Ryback comes out. So Cena grabs Punk, throws him in, hits the AA for the win. Afterwards, Cena and Ryback, in a clearly set up spot to promote Survivor Series, both grab the title, except the thing was upside down. So they both grab the title, and it's supposed to be this cool camera moment for the hype videos they're going to play on SmackDown to build up Survivor Series. So they're supposed to both be holding the title, and it's upside down, and it's just like, oh, what the hell, man. So they're both holding on to it. They don't touch, and then they swap places. They pick up the belt again and do it again. This time it's right side up. So yeah, it was goofy, but that's how the show ended. I do think Survivor Series has potential. It sounds much better than it did a couple weeks ago when it was just Team Punk versus Foley. But now Foley really has no place at all, because the only reason he was doing this was to get back at Punk. So now there's really no need for a Team Foley. But I don't know. That's what happens when you just book on the go. So yeah, but Survivor Series with the main event should be pretty good. Ryback, Cena, Punk. The team matches should be decent. Should be a fun match, I guess. But I personally don't see this show doing a good buy rate. But yeah, anyways, that's my review of this week's episode of Raw. Hope you guys like this video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments below, and thanks for watching.